गणपति हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आन शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामविद्रियवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। स्वतन्त्रा सर्वतन्त्रेषि दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपिणी सनकादिसमाराध्य शिवज्ञानप्रदायिनी अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मादिदेववन्द्याय सर्वलोकाश्रयाय ते दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपाय शङ्कराय नमो नमः। Let us take in Shiva Shakti with 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti. 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 So we have come to a beautiful day in our learning. स्वप्नौ जाग्रदवस्थापिनयत् प्राणश्चेतः सर्वगतो यः सकलात्मा कूटस्थो यः केवल सच्चित्सुखरूपः तं प्रत्यञ्चं दक्षिणवक्त्रं कलयामि हाहेतीवं विस्मयमीयोर्मुनिमोख्या ज्ञाते यस्मिन् स्वात्मतया नात्मविमोहः प्रत्यग्भूते ब्रह्मणि यातः कथमेत्थं तं प्रत्यञ्चं दक्षिणवक्त्रं कलयामि येषारं ये मत्तमयूराभिधवृत्तैः आदौ तृप्ता यन्मनुवर्णैर्मुनिभङ्गी तामेवैतां दक्षिणवक्त्रः कृपयासु पूरीकुर्याद्देशिकसम्राट् परमात्मा पूरीकुर्याद्देशिकसम्राट् परमात्मा पूरीकुर्याद्देशिकसम्राट् परमात्मा. स्वापस्वप्नौ जाग्रदवस्थापिन यत्र प्राणश्चेतः सर्वगतो यः सकलात्मा. Dakshinamurti is Sakalatma, one who has pervaded all the beings, pervaded, encompassing, enveloping. Not only that, Pranaschetah Sarvagato, he has pervaded prana, the life force, as well as chetah, the mind. And even though he has enveloped the whole manifestation, what we go through as Jivatma, Swapa Swapnau Jagrada Vastha, Nayatra, in the awareness of Dakshinamurti, when we are in that state, there is no Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, the three states of awareness, which is while awake, dreaming, and sleeping. These three states are not there in that awareness of Dakshinamurti. Kutasthoyah kevala Satchit Sukharupaha. Kutasthoyah, he has not only enveloped, he has penetrated into each and every, all beings, and he's dwelling in them as Kutastha. That is Atma, the Pratyanja. So now can you visualize it? Dakshinamurti is Atma without any form. Pratyanja, Pratyanja. That is what we have been learning in this Varnamala. He is Atma. He is in both forms as Sakalatma as well as Kutastha. That means he has enveloped, pervaded, as well he has penetrated into every being. And what is his Rupa? Kevala, just alone. Kevala Sat Chit Sukha Rupa. When he is Kutastha, when he is the Pratyancha, he emits his form as Kevala Satchit Sukha Rupa, as the existence which is joyful consciousness, happy consciousness. When he is Sakalatma, he is in the form as existence, the eternal existence, as blissful consciousness, Ananda Sukha. So that is the difference we are going to understand in this verse. So Dakshinamurti is eventually, we should understand that he is Anubhava Vedya, one who can be understood through experience. He can only be experienced. He cannot be understood intellectually and say, I know, I have understood Dakshinamurti. It will be like understanding the sweetness of the sugar on seeing the picture or on the TV, someone else eating the sugar. We won't get it. We have to have the sugar on our tongue. Only then I can say, yes, I know what sugar is. So like that, Dakshinamurti is Anubhava Vedya. Through this verse, we can understand that. Now, Swapa Swapnau Jagrada Vasthapina Yatra. So there is no, when we are in that awareness of that Dakshinamurti state, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti is not there. That means what? These three states are the states of the mind. It is the mind. Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. These are the ones which are going through these three states. So it is mind bound, these three states. But Dakshinamurti as Pratyancha or Kutastha, even as Sakalatma, he is beyond. He is very much there. But he is very much there, giving the base. He is the foundation. Atma, Sakalatma, Kutastha, he is there. But it is the mind which goes through the different three states. Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti. But he is not affected by that, or he is not involved in the three states. And what does he do? Pranaschetah sarvagato yah sakalatma. So he being all pervading Atma, Dakshinamurti, he is pervading even the Prana Shakti. That is Maha Prana Shakti, the life force which is needed for the whole universe itself. So we have to understand here, visualize the whole manifestation is one living being. The whole manifestation is one living being, which is Brihat, Brahmanda, Brihat. That needs life. That needs the life force to be that lively universe. So for that, it is Dakshinamurti as Atma, as the consciousness, which is providing that prana shakti as well. It has pervaded that prana shakti, which is keeping alive the whole manifestation. And not only that, even the chetaha, the universal mind, which belongs to the whole universe as one entity. That universal mind is also pervaded by Dakshinamurti. And thus, you can imagine the whole manifestation as one huge entity which is alive, which is vibrant, which is moving, and it has abundance prana shakti, maha prana shakti. It's available everywhere because it has enveloped the whole manifestation, prana shakti. In the same way, that universal mind of that whole manifestation is also given that consciousness so that it can work as one huge entity. So Dakshinamurti is that Sakalatma. You could visualize it. Now, if that is Virat Rupa, the next is Kutastha. That as Kutastha, Atma, he is even beyond the smallest of the smallest. Even microscope cannot catch it. Physically, it can never be caught. To that extent, it is small. Kutastha. And that Kutastha has penetrated, entered, and is dwelling in each and every being, the living being. So we are called Jivatmas, with Kutastha, one who is embodied. So he is of the form. What is his Rupa? Sat, Chit, Sukha Rupa. Sat, he is very much there. He is existing. Because of his presence, all the organs of the physical body, as well as the mental body and the causal body, is working. So he is there, Sat. In what form? As Chit, the consciousness. And that consciousness is emitting the Sukha, the joy, the happiness. So, what can we understand by this? When he is Sakalatma, he is emitting the bliss, Ananda. When he is Sakalatma, Satchidananda Rupa. When he is Kutastha, Shankaracharya is telling he is Satchit Sukha Rupa. Why the difference? Ananda and Sukha. The thing is, the mind has veiled the Atma. It is embodied as Kutastha. The nature of Atma is Ananda. When that Ananda is veiled by the three shariras, Sthula, Sukshma, Karana Sharira. It is still emitting the Ananda, but it is perceived, it is exposed as the Sukha, joy, the happiness. So here what we can say is, it is like the red hot coal which is covered with the ash. Bodhi Muchida Kenda. That is what we say in Kannada. It will be emitting the heat, even though it is covered. Wherever there is fire, there has to be the heat. And because it is covered, we can't see it, but we can feel it. And also, because it is covered, the fire, we won't be able to feel it as much as when it is not covered by the ash. So like that, Atma Jyoti, the Atma as Putastha, it is like the Jyoti, it is giving the light, it is giving the fire, which is not physically possible to see, but its power is so much that it is Vishwarchi Vishwato Mukha. It has the capacity to reach out to the whole universe. And it is always trying to expand, expand, expand. So that when it is veiled, it is experienced as Sukha. Let me tell you one episode like thing. You will understand it better. There is a beautiful lady. Beautiful. Divine beauty is there in the face. There is no blemish at all. Every feature of her face is beautiful. Even the curls is beautiful. The hair is beautiful. And she's emitting some kind of divine beauty in the face. But she is veiled with the gungat or parda, the bridal veil, which is transparent. Because there are folds in between, people are not able to see the clear face of the lady. So people are straining their neck, legs to get the glimpse of the total beauty of the face. So when they see from this angle, they can see only the eyes clearly, which is so bright, and they explain. Another one sees the chin part very clearly, and they're able to understand the beauty of the chin, but they can't see the ear or the sun. So like that, from different angles, different people are enjoying the beauty of the lady. Some of them are saying, how I wish if they take out that veil, you can see the immense beauty, divine beauty which this lady's face is emitting. Another one says, no, that veil is adding beauty to the face of the lady. I enjoy the way it is. And another one says, no, if I can see the real beauty of this face, this much, the folds which are covering must be having the equal amount of beauty. So the veil should be taken. Got it? The beautiful face, which is veiled with folds, even though it is transparent. Because of the folds, they are not able to see the full beauty of the face. Here, the divine, beautiful face is Atma. The veil is the mind. The folds are mano, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. And the thoughts which keep coming again and again, which is veiling, which is covering, which is hiding. The experience of Atma to a Jiva. Here and there we peek into what that Atma is. We do have the experience, but it is in bits and pieces. And all of a sudden, if the veil comes and says, what are you all saying as beautiful, beautiful? It is me. I am the one who is beautiful. How far it is true? Because the beautiful face is using that as gungat, the veil is recognized. Otherwise, it will be sitting as a piece of cloth in the cupboard. Isn't it? Same thing with us also. Because the Atma is emitting that consciousness to the mind. The inert mind is becoming alive, and no doubt it is giving beauty to the Atma by creating the multiplicity, different shapes and sizes, emotions. So it is spicing up, but it is hiding, covering the real beauty of Atma as the seekers who knows that Atma is emitting the bliss which is eternal, and it is the continuous joy which we think here is not comparable at all. That bliss. So I want to enjoy, I want to experience that bliss, Brahmananda. So I want to take out the veil. Whereas the ignorant people, being drowned in the ignorance, avidya, as jivatmas, we try to seek that ananda through the veil by going towards the outer world. We are seeking that sukha in the outer world through the five senses. So what happens? The intensity of ananda is getting lost in the veil. Just like the face is emitting the beauty through the veil, even Atma is emitting ananda through the veil, which sees, which looks like sukha, which is experienced as sukha. So that is the reason Shankaracharya has used Satchit Sukha Rupaha. Satchit Sukha Rupaha. So the next one is Ha he tevam vismayamiyur munimukhyah Nyate yasmin swatmataya natma vimohah Pratyak bhute brahmani yatah kathamittam tam pratyancham dakshinavaktram kalayami. Hahetyevam vismaya miyur munimukyaha. When they all realized the truth about what Dakshinamurti is. Dakshinamurti is Kudastha, he's very much within. And all of a sudden they got that experience. They experienced the presence of Dakshinamurti, whom they were thinking that he is in front of them. But when they experienced the Atma in every one of us, is Dakshinamurti. Kudastha is that Dakshinamurti. Knowing that Jnate Yasmi, Swatmataya, knowing that their own Atma is that Dakshinamurti. Anatma Vimoha is gone. The attachment to anything which was Anatma just vanished. They got rid of the attachment to Anatma. Pratyabhute Brahmani Yata Kathamitam. And they started wondering, how could Dakshinamurti penetrate into every being in the whole manifestation? And look at the intricacy, subtleness, and the smartness, intelligence of that Maya, which is tricking the whole universe. Because of that illusion that we are all thinking we are all different. But when Dakshinamurti as Atma is emitting the consciousness in everyone, it is just Dakshinamurti in everyone. But how did he enter? How could it happen? So with this wonderment and with the knowledge that Dakshinamurti is our own Atma, Kutastha, Pratyancha, they started showing that Eureka moment. Ah, who? Ah, oh, is that the thing? Is this the secret? No. So it had so many exclamatory remarks when they experienced. Can you imagine that moment? It just happens. Knowing Jnate happens instantaneously. For that to happen, preparation should have gone through in the whole process. Good preparation would lead us towards this Eureka moment, which all these sages are going through. Ha hetyevam vismayamiyur munimukyaha jnate yasmin swatmataya anatma vimohaha. They got rid of the attachment to anatma. So now we have to know what's the difference between atma and anatma. What are they referring to as anatma? When throughout we have been saying this is Sat Atma, the Brahman, Nirakara Nirguna Brahman. When everything is within that, the whole manifestation is within this. Where can Anatma come into existence as a different thing? Isn't it a question? that everything is within this Paramatma. How can there be Anatma not being Atma? Even Anatma is also in that Brahman only. But what is it? Because it is just the illusion, it is just a projection, just a very temporary existence. Like we see the whole palace in our dream. The minute we wake up, the whole palace is gone. There is nothing. There is nothing. But during the dream, we experienced. So, Anatma is that which is created, which is manifested temporarily through the mind. Through the mind. The mind itself doesn't have any stand of its own. It is dependent. It is inert and it is dependent on Atma to become alive and project and create things around itself. And all the things which we are perceiving through five senses is also Anatma. So when they come to know that, their attachment to all the things which they are seeing around, they understand it is not worth it. It's not worth it. I have to have only that which is eternal, which is Atma, which is Dakshinamurthy, which has the capacity to emit the Ananda, which we are trying to seek all the time. So, when they realize this, when the attachment to all the worldly things is gone, even their attachment to the body and the mind is also. So slowly, they are able to see that Dakshinamurti, who is sitting under the tree as Guru, even that body, attachment to that body, Guru's body, is gone. Attachment to that Ishvara, who is creating the whole universe, who has that capacity, even for that, the attachment to the body and to the concepts, it is gone. And as their own self, as Shishya, even to their body and the mind, the attachment is. When the whole attachment is gone, Pratyak Bhute Brahmani Yatha Kathamittam, that wonderment started coming. Yes, when Atma, Dakshinamurti is that Atma who is present in every being, from where did these bodies, so many things are coming into existence? How did this Atma enter, penetrate into the whole universe? And he is Sakalatma, he is enveloping us. What an intricate process which we are all going through. So that made them wonder about everything, and they were filled with joy, bliss, and wonderment. So now can you imagine what their state of existence would be? Nothing but just bliss, bliss, wonderment. So when we are able to go into this state of awareness of Dakshinamurti, the whole world seems like a game, Leela, a game. So both Sukha and Dukkha will also become like a game. You might ask a question. Won't we become very crude persons if you are taking everything as sama, sukha and dukkha, and if things are not happening the way it should be around us, will we be just sitting and looking at things? It will not be like that. For example, when we were young, we would be enjoying the cockfight. We would be seeing for hours together, enjoying who will win, which cock will win, or in the bullfight. We would be enjoying. But as we start growing, won't we feel so sad and it should not be done? We will be sympathetic towards what that cock is going through, which it would not have occurred at all earlier. So the mind starts becoming wider and wider, that we start becoming the whole universe. That expansion happens. In that expansion, we start feeling one with the whole universe. So, in many ways, Dakshinamurti gives us the opportunity to understand whatever the injunctions, the Upanishadic concepts and the understandings they have expressed. For example, in the previous one, we studied about Sakalatma and Kutastha. We have gone through those two experiences, but in a synthetic or little way. When we say Sakalatma, we have gone through. Right now, we are going through it. We are Sakalatma. How? If I ask you the question, or if someone asks me the question, who are you? I will be saying with so much of joy, I am Alakananda. When I say that I am Alakananda, I know I'm taking into consideration the physical body and the mental body and the causal body and the status in the society, what I am, where I am, who I am, what is paining, what is making me happy, everything is there within. But I present myself as just one being. That moment when I say I am Alakananda, I'm taking the whole being as one, and I'm giving that I am. Like Kutastha, when he has penetrated each and every being. When I say, I am hungry, I'm tired, I want to sit. My knee is paining. I'm feeling happy there. So, when I say and I become one with different limbs and parts and going through what it is going through. If my head is paining, I become conscious of that head pain and nothing else is mattering. It doesn't matter. So at that moment, I am feeling as an individual. I give importance for every part of me. So that is like Dakshinamurti experiencing Kutastha status being embodied. So we do go through that. While sleeping, we do understand what our original state as sat, just existence. That we understand. So like that, Hahetyevam, for them to say this exclamatory words, they have experienced that Dakshinamurti is very much Atma. So they are having that moment. And their connection, their attachment to Anatma is zeroing down at once. And they're coming to know one more thing. Ishwaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye namaha. This Jnana Shloka, they are literally experiencing how the minute they are experiencing Dakshinamurti as their own Atma, like the trigonometry formula which we arrive at the answer, how we feel. The question is also there within me. The problem is there within me. The answer is also there within me only. And when I'm writing it down as Shishya, the answer, that Shishya is also there within me only. So, as Guru, he is very much within as Atma, who is giving the consciousness and making my intelligence work. He is helping. Even as Ishvara, by taking care of the faculties of my mind, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, by giving the consciousness, as Ishvara, he is also within me only. And the Shishya, who is trying to find the answer to the problem. What is it? What is it? That Shishya is also within me only. All the three are within me only. But to look at, Guru is there, Ishvara is there, the Shishya is there, as three different persons. But actually, at all times, even though another physical Guru is sitting and teaching, only when my Guru within opens up the mind of the Shishya, I will not be able to understand what is teaching me. So all the three are happening within me. So he sitting under the tree is also happening within me. He, as Ishvara, is also being within me. As Shishya sitting in front of him is also within me. So especially when we try to find out the solution for any problems, especially during exams, we can experience it while writing the exams or while we are giving the viva, even then we can feel it. Yaisha Ramyair Matta Mayura Bhida Vrittai Adav Tripta Yanmanu Varnair Muni Bhangi. This whole Varnamala is in Matta Mayura meter. As I told you in the beginning, Matta Mayura goes in this meter that it has 13 syllables. But the speed in which it goes varies. Even though it is 13, it gives rise to the rhythm which is equal of 12. How does it happen? It goes like this. Tai, 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 didi, tai, tam, didi, tai, tam. Tai, 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 didi, tai, tam, didi, tai, tam. Tai, 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 didi, tai, tam, didi, tai. Can you imagine all the 25 verses? Every line is in this meter. Tai, 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 didi, tai, tam, didi, tai, tam. Tai, tai, didi, tai, tai, didi, tai, tam, didi, tai, tam. Tai, 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 didi, tai, tam, didi, tai, tam. Tai, 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 tam, tai, didi, tai, tam, didi, tai, tam. So like that, he has followed the rhythm and the syllables. The syllables are 13, which is odd, matta, which is intoxication, mayura. But the nade is beautiful. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2. So it's the combination of both, which is beautiful. And Adav Tripta Yanmanu Varnai Muni Bhangi. The first letter of every verse is spelling out the Moola Mantra of Dakshinamurti. The first letters and the other words which follow the first letter in every verse is giving rise to Muni Bhangi, to the form as a Muni, as a sage. Dakshinamurti as a sage. Tame Vaitam Dakshina Vaktraha Upayasav. All these verses let the Dakshina Vaktra is here the face as well as the mouth, or that which speaks. Dakshinamurti Kripayaso, with compassion, let him Uri Kuryat, let him be pleased, let him accept all these verses. Deshika Samrat, one who is the Samrat, the Guru of all the Gurus, is Paramatma, Brahman. So again, Shankaracharya is summarizing the whole essence of what Dakshinamurti is imparting as Atmavidya, Brahmajnana in this Varnamala. The way he has composed this Varnamala certainly shows that Shankara, he is Shankara. Very intelligent and highly compassionate. The combination of two is making this Varnamala so effective, to the extent that it is bringing out Dakshinamurti as a Muni. Maunam Acharati iti Muni. So even there, he has given the clue how the teaching is going on. Shankara, here I mean both Dakshinamurti himself as Shankara and Shankaracharya as Shankara. Both the Shankaras are highly intelligent and very compassionate because of the combination of both of them as one. We are having the blessed Varnamala, which is making us go much closer to Dakshinamurti. When we sing this Varnamala with total concentration and surrender mind, it transports us to that realm of Dakshinamurti. And the very speciality of this Dakshinamurti Varnamala is he has tried to reach out to every seeker, whichever path he might be following as a seeker. He can be bhakta with devotion, bhakti as the marga. He is inviting him also to come under the protecting umbrella of Dakshinamurti. If he is Vedanti, even he has been drawn into this Varnamala. If he is into karma marga, even for him, there is place under the umbrella of Dakshinamurti. And if you are a Saguna Brahma Upasaka, you have this Varnamala. If you are looking for Nirguna Brahman, he is also very much there. So this Varnamala not only drawing all devotees from different paths, routes to come under one Dakshinamurti, is also giving the Diksha of the Mula Mantra of Dakshinamurti. Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye mahyam medham prajnam prayachha swaha. So it will go Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye mahyam medham prajnam prayachha swaha. Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye mahyam medham prajnam prayachha swaha. Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye mahyam medham prajnam prayachha swaha. So, by saying Uri Kuryat, let him be pleased, let him accept. Deshika Samrat, that is Guru. Paramatma is the Ishwar. Again, see. Uri Kuryat is representing the pleading of the Shishya. So that word Uri Kuryat represents the Atma, Jivatma, who is pleading with Deshika Samrat, that is Guru, who is also Atma. Paramatma, who is Ishwar. So how beautifully in a capsule manner, Shankaracharya has given the form of the Sakalatma in Kutastha as Atma. He is Vyomavat Vyapta Dehani. So he is limitless Atma, all pervading Atma, penetrating Atma, indwelling in all beings. He is the Dakshina. So, as a preview, till now we have understood, yes, Dakshinamurti can be done the upasana as the Guru and Ishvara who is sitting under the banyan tree as the Guna Brahma. And also, we have come to know that he is very much the Atma of everyone. In the next Ashtaka, the cream of Dakshinamurti literature, he says that Sakalatma, Kutastha, Dakshinamurti is none but you alone. Tat Tvam Asi. So he teaches us that. Now let me tell you quickly what is the meaning of the Moola Mantra. So we should understand slowly that Dakshinamurti is very much the Atma who is holding the whole manifestation and he is beyond. So gradually we should move towards understanding. I am the one who is encompassing the whole universe. That we will be able to do only when we get the very essence of what Dakshinamurti is trying to teach us through all these stotras and the Sutasamhita stotra, Jnana stotras. So we should contemplate a lot on this. That will help us to understand Ashtaka really well. Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Mahyam Medham Prajnam Prayacha Swaha. These are the words. Om. It is addressing. Whom are we addressing? He is the Pranavartha. He is not just Pranava. He is Pranava Artha. He is very much that Om. What is that Om? That which contains, envelops the whole universe within. So it is like opening up. Om. We are addressing, and at the same time we are opening our mind. We are expanding our mind to understand what is this. Namo. Idam namaha. Namo. I surrender. I disown everything. It is you. Everything is you. Everything is Atma. So where is that individual? No, I surrender to you. Namo. I surrender to you. I bow down to you. I surrender everything what I have, it as not mine. Namo bhagavate. Bhaga is the sixfold virtues in the full measure. The six virtues which are there: Aishwarya, the overlordship; Shri, the wealth; and then Virya, the strength, the power; Yashas, the fame; and Jnana, the knowledge; and the Vairagya, the dispassion, detachment. So these are the six virtues which are to the full measure. That means there cannot be someone else being better than this. If at all there is Aishwarya, it is possible only for Ishvara. Maximum. In the same way, Shri. Only that Ishvara can have that maximum Shri. In the same way, all the other four as well. So, can you imagine? When he is standing there, emitting Bhaga, all these six virtues, and we are standing in front of him. Bhagavate, Bhagavan, one who has these Bhaga, the Aishwarya, is called Bhagavan. Dakshinamurtaye. To that Dakshinamurti, we know the meaning of the word Dakshinamurti. It has so many layers of meaning. Right? Mahyam, to me, Medham. Medha is that thinking power and memory put together, which will give rise to other characters like intelligence, shrewdness, sharpness in understanding. Medha. Prajna is the wisdom, the understanding capacity, the awareness, and also the transcendental wisdom and the transcendental consciousness. Both are needed, whether it is worldly life or spiritual life. For the success of both, we need Medha and Prajna. Prayacha, please give me. Swaha, I offer this prayer, or I offer my own self. That is, as Jivatma, what I am holding on to. Most of the time, it is nothing but the ego and the ignorance which we are holding on to so tight. I am ready to give up all that. So, what can we understand by this? Let us take one by one. Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye. Om. First of all, we are opening up, broadening the horizon of my own self as Upasaka. Om. And we are visualizing the whole manifestation which is created by that Dakshinamurti, who is enveloping it and who is protecting it. Oh. We have to visualize. Namo. We are giving up the individuality which we are holding on to. Namo, I surrender to you. Bhagavate, he is everything in abundance, the 6 virtues. And Dakshinamurtaye, he is very, very compassionate, anukula, favorable, and he is samartha of taking care of the whole universe, Srishti Sthiti Laya, and who is ready to give us the knowledge. One who has taken the oath to help each and every being. I go down to him. Mahyam medham prajnam prayacha. Prayacha, give me. So, when we are still in the level of thinking that I am incomplete, if I get that, I will be complete. I am lacking in this. If I have it, I will become complete. So when we are in that stage of growth, evolution, there is nothing wrong in asking what I need to grow. So here the Upasaka is feeling he is prayacha, he is begging for medha and prajna, which would help him to get the Brahmajnana, Atmavidya, which is none other than Dakshinamurti. So to attain the Brahmajnana, to lead the life, to have the body intact so that I can do my tapas, my understanding, my swadhyaya. So I need the help from Dakshinamurti to have the medha and prajna. What are they? Medha is the combination of thinking power and the memory, which will give rise to the sharpness of understanding, the alertness, and the shrewdness, the intelligence. All these things will come. Not only that, it has to come in the right moment, at the right place. I might have prepared myself very well for the exam. I know everything, all answers. But when I sit in the exam hall, and if I don't remember anything, what's the use of knowing all the things? That's what happened to Karna in Mahabharata. So, medha is what we need all the time. The knowledge should come to our awareness at the right time, at the right place. Medha. Prajna is also intelligence, the judgment, and making decision, making the right decision, and the awareness. I might be having the knowledge in my memory, but unless I am aware of it and experience it, it will be of no use in the long run. So, prajna is the mental attitude and the disposition. Prajna, that alertness when it is needed, the insight. So, the life, whether it is worldly life or the spiritual life, that life is nothing but the series of decisions which we keep making every moment, in every instance. So that power making decision should be the one which would lead us in the right path so that we can evolve as a human being and as the divine being. So prajna is very much needed for both worldly and the spiritual. When we have both medha and prajna, it is like the visa for the success in life, be it worldly or spiritual. We need both of them. About prajna, in Aitareya Upanishad, it says, Tat prajna netram prajnane pratishthitam prajnanetro lokah prajnanam brahma. So, Aitareya Upanishad says, Tat prajna, the awareness of that supreme consciousness, is netra, is like the eye. Like the eye. And that netra, that prajna netra is prajnane pratishtitam. It is well established in prajnana, that clear knowledge with experience of that supreme consciousness. It is not the intellectual knowledge, the knowledge with experience. That knowledge is of the supreme consciousness. That prajnana, in that is that netra. And prajna netro lokaha, and that state of awareness is that prajnanam brahma. That itself is prajnanam brahma. So it arrives at the injunction prajnanam brahma. The clear, crystal clear, experiential knowledge about the supreme consciousness is Brahma. So prajna is very much needed, awareness. So here we can think of the story of Vivekananda. It is worth it. Vivekananda was facing so much of difficulties in his life. Poorness. He could not take care of his mother, her health, because of the poorness. So he went to his guru, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, and said, I have been a very good disciple of seeking that Brahman, but nothing is happening positive in my life. What is the use of it? I have been poor forever. I am not able to take care of my mother. If I had taken some other education, probably I could have done much better in my life. So he complained. Then Guru said, you go and ask Kali Ma. She will be able to give you everything. You go and ask her. So he went, Vivekananda went inside. The minute he came in front of Kali, who is Bhagavati, she is emitting all the 6 virtues in abundance. So, that means what? If air is everywhere, will you complain about not having the air? You will be breathing so easily. You will not feel that there is lacking of air, isn't it? So like that, just like the air is in abundance, Kali Ma, being Bhagavati, gave the darshan like all the 6 virtues in abundance. So Vivekananda, experiencing this abundance of the wealth, everything, the completeness, the happiness stayed in him. And he just went. Then Guru said, didn't you ask for money or any wealth, anything? He said, no, I could not. Then go and ask her once again. She will give. Again the same thing. He could experience the abundance of all the six things right in the middle of the Bhagavati, Bhagat. So he came back. And finally, he went inside 2-3 times, but he came back not asking her for anything. Bhagavati, Bhagavan. So, Prayacha shows we are still in the process of collecting medha and prajna, that we have to make it strong in us. Then automatically, like Vivekananda, we will also feel there's no need to ask for anything. There's no need for to ask medha and prajna. So we have to reach that. For that, this mantra would help us. Om namo bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye mahyam medham prajnam prayachat sma. And another beautiful thing here is when we have a water bottle, it has cold water in it. When we want to fill it with good water, what do? First, we go to the tap, we open it, and then we pour out the old water totally. And then we rinse it with the water of the tap. And then again we fill the same water, isn't it? That is what we are doing exactly in this. Om is like opening the tap. Om. Abundant Bhaga is so. Namo. You are emptying everything, the old water, which is stale or which is ignorance, darkness. You're cleansing. You want to cleanse with medha and prajna. Very clean. So when it is clean, once again, you fill the water. Now, which is the same water. Medha prajna is also the same water. Dakshinamurti is also the same water. From where it is coming, that water? From the tap. Om. So we are very lucky that Guru Purnima is around the corner. It is on 23rd or 24th, according to where you stay. In India, I think it is 24th. I'm not sure. So please, on that day, you sing the whole Varnamala and then start chanting this mantra, which you have received from Shankaracharya with so much of compassion. He has gifted us this Dakshinamurti Moola Mantra. So please have it with you and he will take you heights. And till now, whatever we have collected, the main three things I would like to tell to wind up this stotra portion. We have to understand and feel and visualize Ishwaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Dakshinamurti is appearing, manifesting as three different forms, as Ishwara, Guru, and Shishya, as Jivatma. Murti Bheda Vibhagine. He is just appearing, he is just manifesting. But in reality, in the eternal truth, he is Vyomavat Vyapta Deha. He is like the limitless sky without form, but it has the full capacity to hold Vyoma, space, Akasha, sky, space, which holds the whole universe. Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye namaha. So that we have to feel it. The more we contemplate on this and visualize it and become one with it, the more we go towards Nirguna Brahma. It will help us in love. And I love that Ganeshta. And then we can't forget that till the last breath, we are in this Deha Buddhi. We can't give up. So, Hanuman has given us the clear guidance how one should behave in this world. When we go to someone else's house, how do we behave? Like that, we have come to this world as a visitor to experience. So it is temporary existence here. So we have to behave. When Rama asked, "What am I to you, O Hanuman? Tell me." There, Rama is the eternal, spiritual, blissful, conscious being. So that Rama is asking. What's the answer? Deha buddhyatu dasoham. That is how we should behave when we are in this body consciousness. I am the body, I am the mind, which we are. But 90% of the time, we are lucky it's 90%. So we have to be dasa. Jiva buddhyatu tavam shakah. Then we are in that meditative mode of existence. I should feel that I'm part of the whole universe. I'm very much part of the whole universe. So I cannot be an individual, but part of it. And so as Jiva, I'm part of the whole universe. When that becomes intensified, Atma Buddhyat Tvameva. When that body and mind both are not there, when I am in the consciousness as Atma, one with the consciousness of Atma, and you are iti me nishchitamatihi. This is my confirmed understanding. That's what Hanuman is telling. So this is a very beautiful way of carrying our spiritual life as well as the worldly life. We should stick on to this and apply it in our life as much as possible. And once we become more and more within, especially during the meditation, there is one Dakshinamurti Gayatri mantra. Om Dakshinamurtaye vidmahe dhyanasthaya dhimahi tanno dhisha prachodayat. So when we take that Dakshinamurti, when we start understanding Dakshinamurti as the Atma, who is Dhyanastha, one who is well established in Dhyana, because he is Atma Rama. The mind becomes so nirmala that you feel even breathing might disturb the Dhyanastha who is within. So you won't feel like breathing heavily because that will disturb the Dhyanastha. And even the thought, if you think, I should not disturb the Dhyanastha, Atma, even the thought you feel it is so strong that it is disturbing the Atma. So that will really help us to focus and control the number of thoughts, the intensity of the thought will become lesser in this. So even this Gayatri Mantra is also very helpful. And he is Disha. Dakshinamurtaye vidmahe. Let us understand what the Dakshinamurti is. Atma, who is Pratyanta. Dhyanasthaya dhimahi. Let us meditate. Let us become one with that Dhyanastha, one who is in that Dhyana. So we won't feel like disturbing him. And thus, Tanno Dhisha Prachodayat. Dhisha means one who is the Lord of the faculty of the intellect, which is very closely connected, related with. So that also becomes control. And that will help us. Okay? So I wish you all a very happy, purposeful, and beneficial Guru Purnima. And let us pray that we all go closer and closer to Dakshinamurti in this human birth. He will help us because he has already taken the oath to help all of us. Om. Shiva Shakti, 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 Shiva Shakti.